But then I have to reassess who I'm going to who I'm going to include in actual like more developed meetings. Some of this is just
Some of
like
this,
associates, coworkers, but actual organizers. Not some of them aren't. A lot of them aren't in the group. But I was giving other people a chance to see what would happen. But a lot of them aren't. I guess they aren't available or and aren't experienced in organizing. But I have a backup plan. So Jacksonville, I think, is accounted for. Atlanta, I think, is accounted for. They communicate well. Uh, I think I'm talking to the DC and basically something called the Afro Descendant Nation, where they do rotating town halls. So, this is coming back to me. Like I have a list of if we work with the Afro Descendant Nation, where they talk about town halls and self determination, which is it lines up with the Biafra group. It lines up with what we've been trying to line it up with the different communities in the Caribbean. It's hard to find information on Curacao, but you're telling us there's barrios, community centers where this town hall could line up. Uh, I think we can line up the Afro descendant nation, the USA, to different cities and different countries in the Caribbean. And then Igbo land, they have something called the autonomous communities and town halls where they're kind of self governing. They have they call it a federal republic. So a lot of the states in, and they used to have an eastern region. There used to be a federation in the United States of Africa. A lot of it's based on Igbo land and different tribes working together. But we're going to leverage all that. Nigeria, the tribes that cross over to different kingdoms in Africa, or different countries in Africa, overlaps the whole countries. We're going to use the federations in Africa. We're going to use the town halls and village councils and barrios in the USA. We're going to attach them to each other. So it's complex, kind of complex, but we'll see how it works. We just got to get there's town halls in Africa that's majority black, but you start getting to different countries and it's kind of more complicated. That's why a lot of people might not pick up. But I'll refine it. I just need Jacksonville. I think I got other cities I'll share. Um, but Trinidad, they just started one of the governments, like one of the government associated activist groups, started promoting the Maroons. And next, maybe we could get the Spiritual Baptists. But a lot of the issues is, I don't know, let me put it. I'll have to connect Jacksonville and people straight to each other because a lot of these associations that exist in the USA, they might not jump on board. There's a lot of contradictions where they're not. I'll put it like this: people are logically they swear allegiance to the U.S. government, and then they have USA cultural sensibilities and politics. Where a lot of times it's hard to get a direct connection from people in the USA to the Caribbean, even if they're from there, like gatekeeping or
right? As I was just about to say that.
yeah. So it hasn't been straightforward. So I got to go to one island at a time. Um, one island at a time. U.S. Virgin Islands. I'm going to put that out there. If we move correctly, we move throughout the islands. The U.S. Virgin Islands, they got a seat in Congress or House of
Okay.
Representatives. Yeah, nobody ever took advantage of that. They have African Liberation Day where they fly the Marcus Garvey flag. They try to make the whole government a UNIA government, basically, and nobody ever talks about that. Everybody's gatekeeping, saying, "Oh, we have a few Garveyites." The whole government of the U.S. Virgin Islands saying we need self determination. We need to govern ourselves. The USA is controlling us. Puerto Rico is saying the same thing, but U.S. Virgin Islands is majority black without question. Puerto Rico might be, but we're not sure about the numbers. But U.S. Virgin Islands, a whole self determination, get us out of the U.S. And that's something that other islands could leverage that are under, the British Empire. The U.S. is related to, but it's something that nobody talks about because they've had a UNIA over there, but they don't. People use. I feel like people. Okay, you can use the UNIA to preserve the structure and this and that, but at certain points, you got to be flexible and update things to move things faster. It's, it's not about tenure; it's about like results. Like,
Right.
yeah, people like I've been doing this for 60 years and 50 years, 30 years. I'm like, come on, results. You don't change anything? No. So that's basically it. We're going to use a network of town halls. Um, they've already started in the D.C. Baltimore area, which is the capital of the USA. There's the Afro Descendant Nation with a connection to Cornell West. They have a Black Men Summit that went to Bahamas. Bahamas has a large Haitian population, like 25. 1 out of 4 to some say 1 out of 2 is a Haitian immigrant. A Haitian Empire.
Wow.
Yeah, they said the Haitian Empire. You know, the Haitian Empire. If you feel enslaved or oppressed, you set foot on our land, you're free. So their turmoil was that a lot of people didn't come, and then they changed the constitution, and there's there's non-black people that helped take over the island and split it up uh, into different countries and different territories. It's crazy, but we have to go over our own constitution at a certain point where it's more decentralized. It's down to the household could join or could lead a meeting, so it's not as complicated as the original constitution,
Right.
which is Victorian English. Where this one uses big words and things, and it's hard to read. It's like a prescription, but it's not. I could help lead the calls if we schedule them. Um, but it's a lot. It's a lot on one person. I don't know. I'm right for thinking it, but I was thinking that people could just look at it, put it into digital form, and go over it while still meeting. I was really amped about the stock market classes, like calling somebody and saying, "Hey, we're going to
Right. Right.
teach
Right.
teach these
Right.
teach people how to be more financially independent." Um, Curacao seems like they have good technology, electricity, and facilities to facilitate that. Um, St. Martin, the group that I was talking to, I don't hear from them too much. I think I scared them off. Um,
I think we would, St. Martin is a good place to start as well. Like we had spoke before, because the close proximity to the rest of the Caribbean islands.
the
Um,
French
we
speakers.
have a big community like St. Martin, because it's Dutch and French. So the
Can you?
Dutch.
Would you be able to can I forward a contact and you reach out to them? Like, I think they
You
start.
said
They have.
the Florida contact.
I had a St. Martin contact, but they have their own original way of doing things. But I had spoken about the stock market. I spoke about a lot of stuff and changed plans and this and that. I think that might scare them off. That it wasn't a straightforward thing. They stopped posting, but say there's St. Martin group. Um,
Well, I can try to reach out to somebody in St. Martin, because, like I said, when I was there a few months ago, I was kind of like asking around,
so you're
and
so you're flexible to. How many people are flexible to travel? Like in your situation, I know you said you're tired. I think so. You're able to
yeah,
travel. So is there a lot of people like that in Curacao
and
in your network? In
absolutely
your
not.
network?
I'm like a unicorn.
Oh
I had a civil service job at a young age, and I retired at 48. So most people got to work till 65.
wow,
So I'm kind of like, yeah.
wow. So we gotta use that efficiently. There is a brother in St. Martin, but with St. Martin, it's their government is more flexible, I think, and more. They even got a whole flag about uniting the self determination, getting uniting the two regions of the island. Once it's a big movement, one flag, one St. Martin. Getting then there's also the idea of St. Martin has a lot of immigrants, so they're saying what's our culture. Um, so that's some of the things that go on in St. Martin from what I noticed. But I guess I'm going to forward. It's UNIA St. Martin's on WhatsApp, Facebook. Like you can look it up, but I'm for the contact. But like I could include them in the forum too. But I think face to face meetings are good. If we have
Yeah.
a travel circuit in the islands, it would be easier. Like, and then it would it would make news. It would bubble to the USA, and it's easier if people like there's some distance between people in the USA. Like there's gonna be people trolling and doing worse, asking about what's going on in the USA. So I like it'll be advantageous to give people a contact in the Caribbean where they can be vetted, that kind of thing. But I'm gonna put a I'm gonna put a list of cities. I think Boston is one, Jacksonville. Jacksonville has to be activated uh sooner than later, I think. But I'll look at it I'll look at everything and the way move forward. Um I don't know if there's anything else to talk about. The major thing was finding out meeting centers in Curacao, attaching the different cities or countries to Eboland next. Um, the Afro Descendant Nation town hall. Yeah, so I put that card out there, kind of as the notes, but
Right.
but I'm gonna just keep things updated, type it out concise, just have meeting notes. Um, this is a 12-minute meeting, but there's not much to discuss. I like that Curacao, the small island. It's concise and straightforward. We, I saw that there's a Williamstead falls on western part of the island, so you can have a western headquarters in Williamstead for the whole island. I think it's Ultra Banda, the other side. So everything's concise, and this would be the Dutch, Spanish, Caribbean island.
Right. Yeah.
Trinidad is hosting a call now. Now the government connections are starting to promote the villages, and from those villages we could have town hall meetings and spread an agenda. It's gonna be all right. I gotta get to work soon, so I'll look at things and I'll
All
get
right.
back. I'll get back. But the people in I think one of the linchpins in Jacksonville would be maybe the Igbo associations that they have connections across Africa and across the USA. I think they'll have to come take some leadership as far as physically meeting and structure and communication at certain points. I haven't really taken a position here. I'm just connecting people. I think at a certain point the Igbo associations have to help people get structured here, and travel and all that. But I'll look at things uh, and get back.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Thank
Uh,
you.
all right.